Alrighty, happy Wednesday morning or Wednesday afternoon, depending on where you're at. Welcome in all. I hope you're doing well. First off, howdy, autistic. I know it's ADHD and kind of autistic put together, and I always butcher the pronunciation. Good morning, Quitek. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Greatly appreciate it. Those are always nice to get, especially first thing in the morning. Starts the day off great. Thank you. Hey, Noob, Shadowmane. Today, well, this morning, a little different stream. Just going to kind of chill. And I got to mute, or you're going to get an echo. I heard it. There we go. Let's get rid of the echo. There we are. So anyway, a little bit of a different stream. We're just going to do a little bit of tower climbing. I'm a little bit behind on the mini. So we're just going to kind of sit here. I like the tower climbs. It's kind of like the old arena streams back in the day. I can chill, I can relax, I can talk. I don't have to get stressed out. I don't have to focus real hard. Some rooms I do, some rooms, we just kind of breeze right through. There's going to be, it's not quite as easy on the mini. The mini does not really have the greatest rank ups and the greatest collection of champs. When I started this mini account, I started it with the purpose of, hey, let's rank up different champions than the main. Okay, which sounds great. You want to play with all the champions. You want to do different things until you kind of get near the end game, and then all of a sudden it's like, ooh, I do need those other champs I didn't rank up. So I'm regretting some of my early rank up choices in the 7-star arena because of it's not that it's bad. My account is growing. It's getting better on the mini side, but at the same time, it makes it a little bit harder when I'm doing, some of these tower climbs, because some of that width of roster that I could have had, I've now kind of artificially shrunk because, well, some of those champions just aren't good. Howdy, Orlando. Howdy, Callie. Welcome in. Hey, Vernum. Turned 44 today. Youngin. You're just a youngin, but there we go. We'll give you a little bit of confetti. Happy birthday, Vernon. Hope you enjoy the day. I hope your friends, your loved ones, all that kind of stuff, take absolutely phenomenal care of you. All right. That said, I do have work going on over here. My work is like right next to me. So I'm going to jump in, big screen. We're going to get started. Going to try to go as far as we can this morning. Really want to get this in before the towers reset. The 2 new towers will come this afternoon, and we start all over. So let's go. All right, so we are on the mini account. I'm going to check in just real quick. I've got some Alliance quests I've got to do as well. We'll go ahead and take this fight here. We'll use Kingpin. A little bit behind on the AQ side. I'm probably going to have to use some energy refills, but that's okay. I knew last night I just wasn't feeling up to running AQ on my second account. And that's the kind of the problem with running 2. Sometimes I just don't, after running 1, I just don't have the motivation to do the other. And I would like you to throw your special. Thank you very much. Hey, right away, what do you know? And then we're just going to finish you off. All right, we'll move into the second section. Like I said, probably going to have to use at least 1 energy refill to get this done. But I am waiting to make sure other people do their jobs as well. If other people aren't going to do their jobs well, I don't feel like I need to use energy refills to get through it. What I've got left is I go path 1, so I got 3 fights there. I've got that left-hand side to do. So we'll get back into it. Let's get into towers, though. We've already done the saga. Here, I think I'm ranked on the main like 110 now. I have fallen down some, but I'm okay with that. I'll pick that up as we go. Let's see if I can find myself there. I'm 115 on the main. So kind of right there in the middle, 1695. Hey, I'm the only one at 1695. Woohoo! I feel special. So yeah, we'll probably be doing some rank ups and all that. My goal on the main is top 300. Yeah, we should get 2 more class towers today. It's kind of why I'm grinding out the Mutant one on the Mini this morning. It's because we should get 2 new towers later today. We'll go there. I think we'll go there. We'll go there. And let's see, that's 210. These aren't really much in them. Let's just go here. It should not be, for a little while here, it should not be too hard. If I can get this one to 80, I'll be very, very happy. I should be able to do that fairly easily. I'm not going to push extremely far on this account. I'll slowly grind them up after I get them to about 80, 85. We'll slowly work on grinding them up. But I just really want to do this because it'll help me with some rank up choices. Because, you know, I've heard, there's a rumor that there's a sale starting Friday. You know, I could be completely wrong in that, but I've heard this rumor that there's a sale starting on Friday. And maybe, just maybe, there's some freebies. And maybe, just maybe, this account gets some decent freebies. Hey, him, what's going on? Got me to, hey, awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll do what I can to help you the rest of the way. So that's kind of the plan. You know, we're just gonna, I need to know where I need to focus on this roster. And even on the main, I'm gonna use towers as the basis to my rank up choices from now on. Which means there's probably gonna be a lot of Ascended champions being ranked up. We now see the big push for Ascension. This was the game mode I think they had in mind when they were having all the Ascension champions and all that stuff. And, you know, I kind of enjoy it. It is a much relaxed version of any type of competitive gameplay I've seen. So, you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a little grind. Yeah, the Ascended champions make a big difference. I think when I do my rank ups on the main based on the sale. Oh, there was more here. I thought there was just 4. Anyway, well, let's do a little. Silly me, silly me. I don't like you. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. What level should I be content to achieve? Whatever, I mean, that's up to you. To me, on the main, I'm not content. I'm going to keep pushing. I got, you know, I guess I'm content. I'm not saying I'm done. I'm content with where I am on the main account at 91. This one, I want to get to about 80 to 85. A lot of it depends on your roster. I did see something. I haven't looked at it yet. Hold on one second. Let me get this link. Oops, let me do it this way. If I can. Give me 1 second. Okay. MCOC Noob put out a video yesterday. Oops. If I click the right thing, there we go. Put out a video yesterday that says, stop guessing where you can get your rank ups to. I haven't watched it, but I just saw it. He put it out at 6:54 a.m. this morning. That's why I haven't seen it. But that may help you determine what level of power you can get to, what block you can get to. Hey, Weed. So take a look at that. I fully support MCOC Noob. You know, very, very good guy, very good player, very knowledgeable. Much more so than I am. So I'm not sure exactly whose calculator that is. Oopsie. That's not going to be good. Don't be killing me. There we go. So I would highly recommend maybe checking that out. And all that was probably into a commercial. You probably didn't hear a bit of what I said. Hey, anyway, that link is for a video for MCOC Noob if you were stuck in a commercial. And it's talking about a calculator for how high you can climb in towers based on your roster. Because the CR is very, very important. your champion class rating or champion rating versus the champion rating of who you're fighting. Very, very important. As a matter of fact, it's so important that I've been using Korg because on my main, because Korg has a fairly high CR and he's not had any trouble out damaging nodes as long as they're not like 20 above. He can do 20. If it's more than 20 CR above, he struggles. I've done a one where he was kind of 30 below the champion, but was still able to do it. Towers is really a huge miss, not gonna lie. Just gives I think everybody's gonna have differing opinions on that. To me, there's when you get to higher rooms, there's a lot of strategy involved in it, based on who the defender is and things like that. Yeah, eventually it'll just be overpowered, and they'll have to add more blocks and all that. I'm enjoying it. It is nice. It's relaxed. I don't get stressed. I don't really have any trouble with it. So, yeah, are there rooms I can't do? Yep, there are. Like this guy right here is a pain in the butt to deal with, believe it or not. I mean, Loki, just spamming special ones just makes it a little bit slower. I don't know. I don't know who. We're going to get there very, very easily, I think. I think most people that are Elder, most people that are Valiant, maybe even Paragon, aren't going to have too many issues getting to the top. Keep in mind it is a 7-star, and they tend to keep the 7 stars based on giveaways to Valiant and Elder right at the moment. So I would say if you're about a third of the way there as far as milestones go, you'll make it. I think, and this is also, keep in mind, first iteration, they intentionally started us off low, at least according to Crash in his post. They started us off a little low just to get us used to it. So I'm not minding it. It's a little grindy right now, but keep in mind, you don't have to repeat these towers again. You don't have to climb any further than what you've done. You stay where you're at, and you just kind of keep moving forward, which is nice. Battlegrounds every season, you start over, pretty much. Well, that's it. It's telling you what, the nice thing, there, Weed, about your comment. The nice thing I see about this mode is it kind of quickly tells you what you need to work on. Gives you a goal to work on next. For you, for example, you said you had 1/3 recoils. Okay. Well, maybe that's what you work on next. Maybe you work on grinding out some units in arena or something like that, or during the sales or something else to get the cores to unlock the rest of recoils. It's like on this account, I have the basic recoil. I only have one in, a lot of things. So it's just going to be where I can get to. And if you can't climb to block 100 right now, guess what? No one's been able to. So, hey, Fabricio, good morning. Oops, and I got hit in the face saying good morning and reading names. But it's just, you do what you can, and what you can't, you can't. And at the end of the day, if you're happy with your progress and what you've done, that's all you need. Hey, Mike. Hey, Casson, thank you for the follow. Mr. Mike Hill with the 1 gifted. Let's see if everything's working this morning. It is. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, I'm not, it's, to each his own. Everybody's going to have different feelings, different flavors, different things they like, things they don't like. I think I've got to go spend some. No, I got enough. I can claim that right now. So just enjoy. That I guess is what I want to say to people is just kind of enjoy. Just have some fun. It's okay. See, to me, this is the one mode that's been missing from this game. It's okay to do something for fun. You don't have to have the stress of battlegrounds. You don't have to have. You know what? I gotta clear it. I gotta claim that too. So I do have to spend some Mysterium. All right, let's go spend. We'll claim those later. The hell with it. What level do you think should be reachable for the average Elder? 85 to 90, I think would be reachable. For whale accounts, 90 to 95. For an account like my mini, I'm hoping 80 to 85. So it's going to vary some depending on your roster, the strength of your roster, who your champions are that you have ranked up, what they can do, what masteries you have unlocked. So, yep, doing towers this morning. This is just a nice, gentle morning grind. I'm not going to make, and I said it last night, I got up to about 150 points on the main. I'm not going to make 200, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to make up for the radiance I missed. That 10k radiance will be made up for by my tower climb on the main. So and I'm good with that. You know, it's the first time I've missed the 10k for 200 points, but I just don't like this meta at all. So I thought about maybe doing some battlegrounds this morning to try and complete the climb to 200, but the way I'm feeling, I just wanted something nice and relaxed, and well, towers is it. $79 on skill. Haven't played the Mutant. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing the Mutant one. I haven't really played it on here. Got the 199 drop to 40. I had gotten up to like 130 on 3 different occasions, and I've dropped to 0 on 3 different occasions. This meta and we've got an understanding. We don't like each other, and that's okay. So I am sitting at M2 right now at 140-ish, 150-ish, somewhere in that range. I'm happy with that. That's the end of the year ranking I want. I'll keep it there. The 10k radiance really isn't going to matter much. Hey, Mr. J. Will, welcome in, sir. If you haven't already, and it did a shout out over there on the YouTube side for Mr. J. Will. If you haven't already, use his code in the MCOC store. His code is JWILL, JWILL. You can use his code. You can use mine, but use his before you use mine. If you haven't already, he puts out some very, very good war videos. His war videos are a little bit better than mine because he's higher tier and he is a little bit better player than me. I'm just saying just a little bit. He's not a lot better. He's just a little bit. Yep, J-Will got a code. Should you awaken Frankencastle or add more SIGs to Paviter? Add more SIGs to Paviter. I would do both eventually. Frank is okay if you like him, but I think you'll be happier with Paviter. I'm free to play and think I will be able to get over to 49 on Mutant. Well, we're going to find out. This account is mostly free to play. Yeah, as you get up there, it gets difficult. Everybody who's like, oh, this mode's too easy. Da, 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 da. Once you get higher up, you're much better than me. Well, it's the difference between tier 1 and then what I do in 4VGs, which is tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 is definitely much harder. In tier 2, tier 3, I can just run through and do 10 fights. Tier 1, I can't quite do that. I tried on the mini this past time to do something like that. And the problem at tier 1, which is where the believe it or not, the mini alliances in tier 1 wars. Tier 1 wars, the bosses I have timed out twice because I'm just using rank 4s. 10 more rating. And that's going to happen. That's the whole purpose of the mode. And that's what I like about it. It tells you instantly, you get to a level in towers and it's like, oh, you know what? I need to rank up X champion because I'm getting stuck here. And they've thrown in some champions you need to account for, like North Star, for example. You need to account for what he can do, what you can do, what works good, what gets you most damage with him. They've got some with physical resist, some with energy resist. So you kind of have to pay attention. Not sure what mastery setup to run to get past. I am running on the main full offensive tree, just with recoil, or just with parry and dex. I think I've got 9. I think it's 8 points in proficiency, everything else in offense. So yeah, I just I go as fast as I can go through there. Oops. I always hit that team lineup button to go into the tower. The spacing of it. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it. Make sure you're not, because what I was doing for a while was just throwing champions in on the fights. You kind of have to look and make sure you're using the right champion for the right fights. I've done it the other way a couple times, and it's no fun. I've used some wrong champions. They were bugged originally. They have fixed it. But it's like I hit a room right now that I'm just being... I've tried multiple different champs on the fight. The fight's not hard, but because of the CR, I'm about 5 to 10% off on damage. So that's why I know I'm capped. I know I need to, if I do one more rank up, I can get through it. But see, I mean, this is fun. This is from purely as a little self-interest thing. Running towers, to me, as I stream, is so much better than battlegrounds. I know you guys enjoy watching battlegrounds more, because yeah, it is more competitive. It is more fun to watch. But from a streamer standpoint, this is so nice because I can sit here and I can read things while I'm doing this, like Devil saying, I just chose Gene from the Carino Volume 4 selector. Now I also got Danny from Super Duper Box. Congrats. Very, very good. Gene is better. Danny will be very good for Prestige. Gene is better overall. See, I can do more chatting. I can do more reading in this mode than I can in BGs. BGs, you gotta get sweaty. You gotta be a tryhard to be in there. You can't sit here and read chat, because then what ends up happening if I do that, I miss ban phase. I miss a champion that the other guy had that I needed to account for. So, this to me, from just like I said, purely guilty self-interest, much better mode for me to stream to. And plus, the rewards aren't bad. Now, on a mini account, on your smaller accounts, if you have a smaller account, I'm going to tell you something. The rewards here are worth it. We're going to go out and take a look at something here real quick. Just based off what I've done in towers. Look at my tier 6 basics now. I always struggled to be up around 30. Okay, that was always my goal. I've got 17 there in overflow. Look at my tier 5s, which you don't really use a whole lot of. But there's 57. You look at the class ones. I've got 36 science, 3 science. I'm up to 11 there. Skill, same thing. It is very good at building some of those resources to help you get the width ranked up. So you can go tall with a couple champions, but you need to be able to build up the ones alongside it as well. And these resources are phenomenal for doing that. I will be doing some of that on this account. So, I mean, don't overlook. It may look like, oh man, it's just a tier 5 basic. It's just a tier 2 alpha. They add up. They let you do some rank ups on your champions that you need to rank up. Your collective is 19 and 20. It does count for towers because you'll see purple damage flying through there. So. You're about the same area I am. I'm surprised you're having any issues. And now you can see here, I'm really not putting too much thought into who I'm taking. Like, I'm not going to put a bleed champion in there against Groot. But you can see, 200 is the minimum here. Don't have a whole lot more other than what I just put in. Where I'm at on the main, 91 on both. And I know I need to do some rank ups. I've gotten 5 floors on the skill. I hadn't tried the mutant side. In 91. Yeah, your Ascended champions should be good. I've got a lot of A2s that I'm running. But overall, those should be good. Just make sure you know what champions you're going up against. Because I did run into some stone walls about where you're at, based on the champions that I was using against the defender weren't appropriate. Because there are, on the skill side, there's a couple that are that have a high physical resist, and you kind of have to work around it. There's some that have some bleed resist, so you can't use your champs like Chi or Nick Fury. And the other thing, Jay Will, is this mode works better for me because I love racing. I don't like baiting specials. You don't have to bait specials. That's the other thing. Make sure you're not spending time baiting specials. If it is a champion that has a tough special, to Dex, try to prevent them from throwing a special at all. I like hitting things with my face. I just like going in and pounding on the defender. I don't like having to take the time to bait specials. There's a couple that I do bait, like Groot coming up. I will bait his special 1. Probably, I may not do it here. Higher floors when you get them. I just can't. The Dex on his special 2 is kind of tricky timing if you're not fighting him all the time, which I'm not anymore. And it hurts. When you're running max recoil and you get hit by a special, it really hurts. Hey, Saren. My bong wasn't. Now, see, I didn't have any problems with bong. I was, I still with bong do special 1, special 2 rotation. And that's been enough. See, like here, I think we will bait this out. That's one thing I wish they would have done, is made them a little bit more aggressive on throwing specials. But the other thing that you got to be careful of on the floors as you go, Jay Will, is the length of the special. Because it pauses during yours. It does. Yeah, I have an R5, so that does help. The thing to look out for as well is use the pause on your specials to your advantage. You can get 3 from regular specials, and you can get a 4th pause on a special 3. So you may want to go special 3, special 1, special 1, special 1 on some. Also, be very careful baiting out specials on like champions like Green Goblin or North Star. They have very, very lengthy specials. and will tear up time. So if you can prevent them from throwing a special, you kind of got to get a little lucky with RNG to some extent on some of those. If they've got quick specials, like this guy's special 1, much quicker than his special 2, if you're running out of time, hope he throws a special 1 like that. See, because then you can get in, get a counter right away. Now with his special 2, you can still, this guy may not be the best example of it, but should you R2 7-star long shot? I like long shot. I had shield spamming block in the corner. Yeah. No, I didn't need to boost. I don't even know if boosts work in here. It's just a matter of to me, just going for it. And yeah, I bought some keys and all that. I didn't think they did. I didn't think boost worked. So yeah, I don't know. I have found it enjoyable. There's some champs I don't like using in here. Whoops. This guy being one of them. But he's ascended. He's got good CR. He can do the job. You know, like I said, on the main, I've used Korg to clear rooms. I've used, I found some good fights to use a Tuma on that he does very, very well for. You know, just overall, I don't know. I've gotten lucky on some fights. I will say that I've gotten lucky. There's been some fights that I did the old battlegrounds don't have to care about your health bar technique of letting them hit me in the face to gain power, and I finished the fight at like 1 or 2%. How did I beat Artem? Carolina. Carolina does very, very well in that fight. Ironheart would probably do well. Anybody that you can get easy openings and parries for. But Carolina made that simple. And don't be afraid to use their normal kits and their rotation. It's like the fights that I take with a Tuma. Main one is Morningstar. He, for whatever reason, just destroys Morningstar. Really bad at using Caroline. I would recommend getting very good using her. She is extremely powerful. He's one worth practicing. She's got easy access to parry. She can parry him all over the map. She's got great damage with her special too. Lots of good videos out there on how to play Carolina. Yeah, I know the bleed makes his thorns hit harder, but he's just with her. I mean, he can tear through her without a problem. So you got to look for matchups like that as you're going through. And I mean, I'm not an expert at many of these champions playing them. That's the other thing I like is I'm learning how to play some champions better. So, to me, it's a good learning experience. It's good. Mine's R5A1. You just, yeah, mine's R4A2, I think. No, he's just A1 still. But it's like Emma here. You know, everybody's like, oh, what do you need Emma for? What do you need Emma for? I'm going to show you. Look at that. That's 3 heavies. He's down to 32%. I'm not even going to get to the special 2. The special 2, I've hit for over 2 million damage on the second part of it. So she's phenomenal for it. What's the weather like where I'm at? Today it was absolutely gorgeous. It's 68 degrees, nice breeze, you know, a little cloudy, but not bad. Very, very nice morning, considering it is mid-June in North Carolina, and it's normally much more humid. We did get a good rainstorm yesterday. They cleared out a lot of the humidity, so, which was very nice. I like North Carolina as well. I've been down here for, let's see, how old am I? I guess I've been here for 40 years now. That's not how old I am, but that's just currently in Phoenix. I was just in Phoenix, man. I don't know how you guys deal with that crap. I played golf out in Phoenix, and it was, man, I may not be in the best shape of my life, but holy moly, it was getting rough near the end. I was just so freaking hot. Traveling there for work. That's what I was there for a wedding and for some work. It's just, I don't care if you say it's a dry heat. You can say it's a dry heat all day long. You know what? It's still too flippin' hot. It's nice in Wisconsin. It's really ever humid, just nice. Yeah, see, I grew up north. Not in the Midwest, but I was up in the Northeast. We got some humidity. But the nice thing about a lot of the northern states is it still gets hot during the day, but it cools down some at night, and you can go outside and do stuff. Around here, typically summer nights, when my wife and I take a walk, we walk for about 2 miles every night. You come back and you are just completely drenched. You need a shower. It is just, it's nasty most summer nights because of the humidity. This year has been very nice. We've been in a drought, which I don't like, but it's nice to not have the humidity. Yes, I have been to Death Valley. And no thank you. I drove through it. I didn't do anything there. I will say the hottest I've ever been is we took a European vacation. I guess it's been almost 2 years now. And got down to Rome, and we were walking around Rome. Oh my God. Holy moly, that may have been the hottest I've ever been in my entire life. It was nasty, it was humid, it was hot as hot could be. Ugh, I did not enjoy it. Now, I did enjoy, we took a boat out and we went out into the Mediterranean, and we were there in April, May, end of April, beginning of May. And, the water was freezing, but oh man, it felt so good based on how hot we were. And it could have been, that heat could have been from the fact that we had gone to see Enzo and we were in Switzerland and it was cold. The weather at home was cold when we left, so it may not have been as hot as it was, but it was just a drastic change from where we were. Have I been to London? Yes, I have. Our trip that we took, and we're going to take another one here pretty soon, is we flew into London, we spent some time in London, we spent some time in Paris, we took the trains to see, Enzo, kind of another MCOC streamer, very, very good guy. We went to see Enzo in Switzerland, spent a few days there, then we took the trains down from Switzerland down through Italy, then we took a cruise from out of Rome, and did kind of the Mediterranean cruise down through Spain and a couple spots, back into Rome, and then flew home. So we were there for 2.5 weeks. Awesome vacation. I think what we're going to do next year is probably the same, kind of similar. but I think we're going to fly into Switzerland. We'll go spend some time with Enzo and his family, his wife and her daughter, or I guess it's still his fiance and her daughter. Then we're going to go up through Germany, and then we're going to go to Norway, take a cruise from Norway to Iceland, and end in London, and then fly home from there. Yeah, I went to Vancouver for the meetup. And did some sightseeing around there as well. One of the as I'm thinking of champions here, as you're fighting them, if you're fighting this chick in towers, don't get hit for one, and try to bait her special too, which I typically can dex. And there, I was talking and missed and died, so kind of got to be careful. But if you bait her special one, she's got an evade on her special one, very similar to the skill towers, which has Cosmic Spidey, who's got an evade after he throws a special one. That will ruin your run. If you don't have somebody that can handle that evade, you just can't do it. No, no problem. It wasn't you. And I'm not worried about it. I'm probably not going to get to the, I think it's Cosmic and Tech Towers until later. So. I don't need to worry about keys on this account. And knowing, if you get stuck, the other thing I recommend for a lot of people to do is go watch videos on how to play the champions, because some champions that are long form aren't going to be good for this content. Okay, you may have your top skill champion, maybe, I'm just going to throw it out there, maybe like Aegon, something like that. He's not going to be good for this content. Star-Lord, Stellar Forge Star-Lord, not great for this content. If he is punching up, if the CR is higher than him and he's trying to punch up, not the greatest champion for it. He likes that combo being built up. So, you gotta take things like that into consideration as well. Groot. You got to look at things like Groot. He is bleed immune. Don't use bleed champion against him. North Star, I think, is his energy resist or physical resist, one or the other. Jane Foster, over on the skill side, you'll see her a lot. High energy resistance. I'll watch it later. I meant to watch it after I got it when I was taking a walk with my wife. And then I meant to watch it when I got back inside and we got tied up in fixing something in my daughter's bathroom. So I'll watch it later. I've still got it tagged. But anyway, I mean, like I said, there is a good amount of strategy as you get higher in towers. And and I don't mean necessarily just, there's no strategy until 90, but my account can't get where, to 75. If the top level you can get to is 75, there's strategy there trying to figure out what you need to get over some. Yeah, towers, we get 2 new ones. These 2 will stay and you get 2 new ones. So, that to me is the fun part. That is what I really like this for. I will make no hesitation in saying I stink at rank up choices. You know what? Towers has solved that for me. I can now clearly see, okay, here's what I need. I'm at say we go through all 6 towers. I'm at 91, 91, 91, 85, 91, 90. And the 85 was in, I don't know, science. I can sit there and say, okay, I need to focus a little bit on my science class. What do I need in my science class? Then I look at where I'm getting stuck, what fights I'm getting stuck on. Okay, I need this champion ranked up for being able to climb up that next level. Boom, done. To me, there's no other mode you can do that. Alliance War, yeah, you can do rank ups for Alliance War, but guess what? That meta changes every month. Who you rank up this month for Alliance War may suck for the next series of Alliance War. Battlegrounds, same thing. It's there for a month. You may have a champion. The meta may be Invade. Yondu, best champion ever. Next one may be removes damage over time, debuffs when they're knocked down. Well, yeah, there's some, rank up who you enjoy playing, but at the same time, I'm just glad there's a mode now where, for a long time it has been, you got to collect them all. And I've got a lot of rank up resources that I in the past would sell. Collectives and this combined have made me want to rank up a bunch of different champions. Yeah, Alliance War, I've ranked up champions I really regret ranking up just based on Alliance War. I forced my way to 79 on skill. I'm not getting higher on the other. That's perfectly fine. The cool thing is, this is permanent content. It starts at level 1. So it's going to be here. And as we approach the point where we can say I think the tower cap right now is level 100. Once we hit level 100, guess what? They can easily add more blocks. It's kind of skill checks, Legend. The ones with 4 will give you higher CR, and they do that. Like this one I just did was 20, but the CR was low. They figure, breadth of account, how wide it is, how many champions you have ranked up matters more for those levels than your top champions. When you get to 4, they're higher CR, and they know people are going to have less champions ranked up at that higher CR. So, for example, this one has 12. The last one had 20. The CR was 200. This one is 12 at 220. So it's just as a way to kind of help. No, the towers don't reset. They stay at this level. Whatever you grind out is where you stay. And you just kind of keep going from there. Each time for the monthly milestones for the Radiance, your score that you're at now is where you start the next time. Is Towers better than Arena? Different modes. For relaxation, for ease of play, for enjoyment, probably. I do Arena for units, and I've been bad about doing Arena because of a sale coming up. When kind of before and after a sale, I start thinking, well, I'm going to be buying units. Why the heck am I doing Arena? And you can see here, prime example, this fight, higher CR, much chunkier, much harder to get through. Took me 30 seconds. Question I have, is it better to R5 an Ascended champion or a non-Ascended one, because R4 Ascended is... Good question. I'm probably only going to do Ascended champions on my rank ups. Primarily for prestige. But it will help here in Towers. Especially with the rooms with 4, and that CR gets ridiculously high. So you're going to get to rooms where the CR is 275, 285. And that's where your rank 5 ascendeds will need to be. So right now, I think they've got the cap on it so that you would need, for that last level, a bunch. I don't know how many are in room 100, but I'm guessing it's a few. Where you're going to need a bunch of rank 5 A2s. Is where they've got those last few levels tuned to. People are working their way there. I don't know how, but Ascended Champs of the Future, I'm going to agree with that. We questioned when they came out. We questioned the need for Ascended Champions. We questioned collectives. We questioned a lot of things that they had done. To me, those answers are starting to kind of flow through with towers and, and what they're working on. And here you'll be able to see, if you don't have Emma Frost ranked up, watch this. I didn't even get to the second hit. That was 900k damage on the first hit of her special. Her second one hits twice as hard. Here's another champion to kind of pay attention to with Spidey 2099. Very easy champion to fight, but has high physical resist. You can see his physical resist, the little blue shield there, keeps getting bigger and bigger as you hit him. You get to a higher room with a bigger health pool, he'd be hard to get down. So if you're struggling with a particular champion, go pull up MCOC.gg, pull up Ankh if you pay for the subscription to it. Do some research on the champion you're trying to fight. You may find out why, and you may find out, oh, I'm not using the best counter. Let me go swap out a counter. And some champions have better rotations for short fights versus long fights. And you got to know how many specials you can get in 1 minute. Who did I take for JJJ? I used Ironheart on both accounts. If I'm not mistaken, JJJ's got the falter on that one. Ironheart, once you get the 5 incinerates on there, bypasses falter. Makes that fight easy. You don't have to worry about nearly as much. See, for JJJ, you could use Vox. He handles that fairly well. Don't use Hulkling. Who else do people use for JJJ in the Saga Challenge? And now, see, I'm going to say something. You tried Serpent, but yeah, Serpent's not very good for him either. Serpent and Hulkling are not very good because once you get a Pierce buff on, I can't remember what it does to JJJ exactly, but he does not look, once you get a Pierce on, JJJ becomes much harder. To me, on that node, it's better to find someone who can counteract Falter, who's got tracking or something like that, than using a class advantage champion. Null might be able to do it. You're just going to have to watch out for the falter. And the other thing is don't hit into his block. JJJ does not like you hitting into his block. He'll smack you in the face. I just got Gentle Ascended and Duke. Yes. Gentle is an absolute beast. And very, he's a good defender because he's got that 15 hit counter and can just smack the living crap out of things. You throw a special 1, follow it with a special 2. Most things in the game aren't going to live through a special 2. And if they do, you throw another special 2 and they're dead. Unless, they've got 10 billion health. But see, here's 8 at 230. So you can see kind of why they do that. It's a little bit of a skill check. It's a roster check. It's many things all wrapped into one. Yeah, he's kind of got built-in recoils. From if he's got... Well, there's a way around that. Okay, I'll tell you the way around it with Gentle. He only takes the recoil damage when he has 12 stacks of muscle mass. There you go, 2.2 million on the second hit of that special 3, by the way. So what you do, before you throw your special, do a light ending combo. The light ending combo will remove 1 monster mass, or muscle mass, thus eliminating the recoil damage that he takes. And at the same time, he still does decent damage with 11 muscle mass. Oops. Not quite as good, but he still does good. The damage suffers a little bit, but it's still good damage. It's not, I don't know what percentage of it you lose, but it still does good damage, and then that way you don't take the recoil damage. If it's important. That's what I do. That's kind of what I do with him in war. If I use Gentle in war, I do light ending combos before I throw the specials. Depending on the fight. Some fights I will, some I... If I'm fighting Bullseye, I just kind of go for it. And throws and just max out everything. Very good Yelena counter, very good Bullseye counter. Just a great counter for a lot of pain in the butt champions. Gentle is slowly becoming one of my favorite mutants to play. He's one of those champions as well. What I like is there are a couple champions in this game, when they throw their specials, and I've said this before, my wording for it is they just thump. It's like I wish there was haptic feedback on the phone so that you could feel it going pound, pound, pound. It's like Kingpin's special 1. When he comes through with that cane, that's one that just thumps. Should I send Dust or save it? Dust. You'll get more tokens. Dust is much better than Bishop. Unless you're a big Bishop fan. If you love Bishop and you love his gameplay and you love using him, nothing wrong with taking him to A2. If you've got the stuff. And now if he's at A1 and you've only got 1 token for him to get to A2, I would go Dust because there's no guarantee when you'll get that other token. Gentle, yeah, just a little tankier than Jean Grey. He hits... I'm going to hesitate to say he may hit harder than Jean Grey, too. Jean is sexier for most people, but... And I don't mean look-wise. And don't be afraid in this to use the time for practice, like I'm doing here with Onslaught. You know, I'm not in any danger of not finishing the fight, but I want to practice, you know, heavy counters and things like that. Yeah, Dust at A1 can be a Yelena counter. I'll show you here with Dust. Here's what you do with Dust. If you want Dust to hit hard, there's a certain gameplay that you've got to do. There's one thing that you have to do. And only one. And I don't think this guy's going to live long enough for me to do it. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to just do it here. You activate your Dust Storm. Now you see the prowess I've got? There was 1,000,000 damage. And then I'm instantly at a special 1. He's stunned, so you can follow that special 2 up with a 5-hit combo into special 1. Absolutely incredible damage. The whole key to it is build up to a special 2, throw a heavy, you convert all your sand into prowess, activate the sandstorm, and there. And if you want more damage from her, go to a special 3 rotation. Bishop, the only cool thing is I like using Bishop in some questing content because he starts the next fight off with the power that he was at when he ended the previous one. So what I'll do is, you know, try to end fights on a special 2, and then you just parry a bunch of times at the beginning to build up his prowess. Oops. But see, don't underestimate these rewards right here as you're trying to get the width on your account and build things up. Yeah, they're a little low. I could do without the 2 to 3 6-star, but you know what? Help with collectives. Now here, 240, only 4 champions. And you can see it's going to start pushing because I've got 1 245, 1 235, and then the rest are 230. So you gotta pay attention now to who you're using for what fight. But see, this grind isn't too bad. I mean, is it ideal? Absolutely not. But is it too bad? Nah. Now this fight I do kind of have to pay it a little bit of attention to, but we should be okay. We're just going to keep the pause and we're going to get to a special 2. Oops. We're not going to keep it paused if we get hit. I would like a parry. Thank you. Okay, now I need to get this. Oh, I lost all my... This one, we could be in trouble here. We're going to go to a special 2 now anyway. We don't have very many that we're going to convert. That's enough. Okay. It is a bit boring on lower. Yeah, it's boring. There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of grind. But like I said, you only do it once. You only do this long, boring grind in towers once. And they said it, and Crash put it in his post that he put out on the forums. They did that intentionally. They started it slow so you could kind of get used to it. You could get a feel for it. And they didn't want people to just jump in here and be at max instantly. And feel overwhelmed and... No, your towers don't. Your tower climb does not reset. So it's a one-time grind. And they, like I said, they started us level-wise intentionally low. Now, if he lives, see, he's stunned. I'm at a special 1. I can go in and do more. Gambit and BGs? He's not even annoying as a defender. He's good. I wouldn't use him in BGs, but to each his own. Okay, so that's done. Let's see. Then how does the leaderboard function? Based on what it'll be is the leaderboard, for example, right now I'm at, I'll back out here. I'm at 1,226 tower rating. In 22 days, 4 hours, 19 minutes, when that rewards go out, I'm still at that tower rating. Okay, that's my tower rating. That's where I get on the leaderboard. Boom. Okay, so leaderboard, boom. I'm at that rating, whatever those rewards are, whatever percentage. When the next one starts, I start at 1,226 tower rating and build up from there. Stormbreaker, when the next one starts, if he's at 1839, that's where he starts. Boom, he starts right back at the top. No, I'm not. Gambit's not that good. He got a buff a while ago. He can hit decently hard on his special too, but I don't know why people would use him in battlegrounds. What's my number one priority in this game? You still have people that love Howard the Duck. That is true. Number one priority in the game for me is towers and ranking up for towers. So I can do the best. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's what I think a lot of people are missing. This is not a bad game mode. You do as much as you can, and it doesn't go away. It's not like it resets. Like here's one for example, Captain Marvel. Everyone doesn't care about her until you get to a higher level and realize, oh, she's energy resist. Yeah, we'll throw in Pixie. So all the whales, there is a little bit to that. I mean, that is part of it. They do have an advantage because their rosters are bigger. I mean, I can't disagree with that fact. I mean, that's just the way it is. But they have an advantage in almost any game mode. based on that same fact. Thanks for your advice. I use Carolina for Arnhem and Dust for JJJ. Hey, there you go. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Did Jay Will ever come back in here? Oh, see? You mess up just a little bit at higher level and boom, you're dead. That hurt. That hurt. Should have just blocked it. I struggle with a lot of champions. I'm just going to block it this time. Projectile attacks, because I always dex too early. Projectiles in this game move too slow flying across the screen for me. That was in the block. Owie. Hopefully you get that finished. Thank you, Dean. Thank you. Literally, your lucky charm just had one Empower Crystal, got my butt. Man, you need to give me some of that luck. That's my most wanted ascension on the main. I don't have him or Penny yet ascended. Those are the two I want the most. They would both go to rank 5 if I could get them ascended. Prefer them A2, but I will take them at A1. Hey, J-Wag. Everyone is playing tons this month with the initial grind, but after that, it's, yeah. I mean, it'll be still fun to go into and say, okay, well, you know, the milestones have reset. Let me go see if I can get up another room. Or I just did a rank up. Let me go see if I can use him to do that. I'll still play him. And there'll be other towers that they're coming out with. Yeah, these are just the class-based ones. The class-based ones will stay. They're going to use this game mode. There'll be other special towers that they come out with that'll have, you know, nodes, but these are just the class-based ones are just to test the technology, kind of work the bugs out, get everybody interested in it, get everybody starting to think about it, and then they'll come out with the Saga Towers. They'll come out with other ones that have nodes and stuff that you can build up with. Yeah, well, the Saga Towers replaced the Alliance War Showcase. So, you know, that I like. You know, they're gonna do some different things with this. This was just, keep in mind that these class-based towers are just the first iteration. They're kind of version 1. And I do like the way they did the Saga Towers versus the Alliance War Showcase. I like that you picked one champion for each fight, instead of picking a team of 4 to take on 6 fights and a boss. Yeah, I'd like them to get rid of that first tower. Those 10 long fights where you got to stay in the cage to get the vigor. If Domino gets an ascension, I may quit the game. She is such an annoying little you-know-what on defense. I fought her in war on node 37. First, it's the left-hand fight on the right mini island. He didn't touch me the entire fight. I mean, not... I may have taken maybe 1 or 2 blocked hits. That's it. She was rank 5, Sig 200. Mine's a rank 4. I was using a rank 4 Ironheart. From crit fail damage alone, I finished the fight at 25% health. Mr. Pontus, good morning, sir. Thank you for the raid. I will give you some love here in a minute. But, ooh. Right now, I'm getting smacked in the face because I looked up. How was the stream? I was in there lurking earlier while I was working. Lurking and working. There we go. Let's do a little bit of that. And then we can do this again. To one of the newest CCP members, Mr. Pontus. There we go. Give him another shout out. Thank you for the raid. We are doing a little bit of morning mutant tower mayhem here. That's what I should have called it. Morning mini mutant mayhem. Yep, CCP drops here. And for those joining, there's a sale coming up. Use code SAFEOSSI if you want. You can use code JWill. Hey, Mr. Accelerate, welcome in. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I don't mind lurkers. I would prefer it if you chat, but you can lurk away. Use it. You lurk while you're doing your arena grinds. Lurk while you're doing your tower grinds. Lurk and have fun. We're feeling okay. Was a little loopy last night. I've got some new medicine I have to take. As you get older, you know, doctors love to prescribe pills to you. Freaked with my brain for a little bit. Just kind of made me a little loopy. Oof, that was terrible. 3 earlies. He would be dead if I would have timed those right. But doing good. How are you? And there will be some rooms with this guy right here. You know, you may be used to just doing, you know, building to his 10 charges like this, which this is fine. But there'll be rooms where you have to do special 2, special 1 instead of just special 1. They put you on medicine, get you addicted to the medicine. I would say yes, but I do have a little bit of a health issue that I do have to take care of. But it's just they changed what I had been taking to something. It's actually less bad for me than what I was taking, and I don't have to take as often. But yeah, for those that don't know my saga, back during COVID, before COVID hit, I weighed probably 250, 260. So I was a big boy. I'm still not small. I have put on some of the weight back. But I got COVID. Kind of got it fairly bad. Didn't have to go to the hospital. I was just shy of having to go to the hospital though. A couple months pass. I'm losing a little bit of weight, a little bit tired all the time. Just figured, some of the after effects of COVID, not a big deal. I was flying for work from where I live in North Carolina to Seattle, so it was a long flight. 5.5, 6 hour flight across country. I landed at the Seattle airport, and I couldn't read the signs clearly. Everything was blurry. Whoops, ads, yeah. I'll wait. One second. And there we're back. Sorry about that. I can't control Twitch ads. That's kind of why I have that message up there so I can monitor ads. Anyway, as I was saying, I flew from Raleigh to Seattle. I got to the Seattle airport and really couldn't read clearly the signs in the airport. Okay. It was a long flight. I'm like, okay, I'm just dehydrated. I'm tired. We'll get to the hotel. It'll be better. Vision didn't get any better. Over the next month and a half, I went from about 250 pounds down to about 200 pounds. Like that. Something's not right. Go to the doctor. They test my blood. My A1C, if anybody knows what that is your blood sugar content, should be normally around 4.5 to 5 range. Mine was 14.7. My body, because of COVID, my pancreas stopped producing insulin. So basically, I became a type 2 diabetic because of COVID. Never had an issue with it before. And to this day, I struggle with it. So yeah, there's medicine I have to take, or else I will be in a coma. Long story short. Hey, Seth, I have my visa interview in a month's time. Hey, awesome. Yeah, I've gotten better. My A1C went from 14.7. I've got it down to where pretty consistently now it's in the normal range. So they're starting to wean me off medicines. I don't have to take insulin. I took metformin, very, very strong dose of metformin for a very long time, for like the past 3 years, and slowly starting to wean me off of it. And on to other things. So I watch my diet more or less. I've gotten bad over the past couple months because I've started to notice my insulin production is kind of cranking up again, which is nice. So I can start handling, and I prick my finger every once in a while just to check to see how I'm doing. And the insulin production starting to come back. So it was just a very long, drawn out, crappy process to deal with. Yeah, the things they didn't tell you about COVID. But I do credit it with really making me make a lot of lifestyle changes. Like I said, I was a big boy. I'm still big, but I was a real big boy. You go back, and I think even some of my early streams, you'll see I was a big boy. Fine, you know what? We're just going to do this. Oops, that was supposed to be a special too. Oh well. Can we do it again? Can this be a special too? That can be a special too. There we go. No, the medicine didn't make me lose weight. The diabetes made me lose weight. Because when your body doesn't produce insulin, it starts burning off what it can burn off to give it energy. So it was burning off muscle, it was burning off fat, it was burning off everything in my body. This guy's a pain in the butt if you don't have it. I should have used Jean Grey here. Jean or Onslaught for this guy, by the way. So the medicine just helps my body produce insulin, and which is what I need, and it's what's allowed me to gain some of the weight back. I do. I mean, it burned off so much muscle that I used to be able to lift close to my body weight. You know, basically I lost probably about 50% of my muscle mass. So I'm having to rebuild it. Yeah, Sauron can do it as well. But Jean or Onslaught make him simple. What food do I eat now? I just eat healthy. You know, getting away from candy. Jelly beans was and still are my favorite food. So you kind of have to give up the candy, give up a lot of pastas. You know, eating more fruits and vegetables. My snack of choice now is like a trail mix with just nuts and raisins and like dried cranberries for sweetness. But yeah, that's it. I just don't eat junk. It's extremely costly, and I'm glad I don't have to be on insulin. Yeah, I don't need THC gummies. No, I do not. I have never done any type of drugs. Marijuana, anything stronger than that, never in my life. Don't drink. There was a time in my life where I drank. I stopped that when I was 21. So I have not had alcohol since I was in my early 20s. Marijuana is a drug. Last I checked. May not be classified as a. I mean, in the States, it's a controlled substance. Some countries it may not be. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there's not some. Whoops. that there's not some positive effects for it. It's just not something I've done. Never really had a desire for it. I don't smoke either. You know, never smoked cigarettes or anything like that. So it just doesn't hold any thrill to me. Oh, I know what it is. I've been around people smoking it. I've probably gotten high from secondhand smoke. Where did I go for school? I went to NC State is where I started, so North Carolina State University. And then I went to East Carolina University, and that's where I got all my degrees. I do have a master's degree, though, from Indiana State, or a doctorate degree from Indiana State. So kind of Midwest. Yeah, I've got the worst addiction already. I'm addicted to a video game. I went to one of the schools that at East Carolina University. If you look it up, back when I went to school there, Playboy used to do a ranking of the top 10 party schools in the country. ECU was ranked number 1 for a couple of years. And then they put out one that said, you know, they weren't ranking them anymore because they were considered ECU professionals. Yes, I have a doctorate degree. Got an undergraduate, 2 masters, and a doctorate. And I play video games as relaxation and fun. Much to my wife's dismay. See, here's one we're going to do special 2, special 1, because the bleeds I don't think would kill her. They might have. Yeah, I've got my MBA, I've got a master's in information systems, and then I've got a doctorate in technology management. It's cheaper. Technology management. And that's kind of what I do for my career. Okay, thank you for the light starting combo, you big old biddy. Okay, can you come here? Thank you for letting me, 15 seconds into the match, get a parry. There's a lot of good spots to get the doctorate. I did mine as what's called a consortium program. It was East Carolina University. Indiana State was the host of it, which is why my degree is from Indiana State. But it was, you took classes at like 5 different universities, all online, which was very nice. You had to go to Indiana State twice just for basically a long weekend. But it was Indiana State, Bowling Green, ECU, North Carolina A&T. I'm missing one. It'll come to me. I'm missing one. But it was 5 universities, and you took courses at all of them. I'm currently pursuing your MSD in biomedical. Oof. Oof. Hey, ask away. I'm collecting degrees like Infinity Stones. Yeah, I'm looking at maybe going back and getting some more. And I play video games, yes. Video games are my guilty pleasure. Everybody's got a hobby. Mine are video games and golfing. East Carolina is just the name of the university. It's located in North Carolina. It's not a separate state. Gee, John, I don't know how to take that. I was the worst PG player you've ever played. What happened with your belongings asset when you pass away? Typically, you have a will, which is a document that says, hey, I bequeath, I leave all my stuff to my wife or my kids or whoever. So yeah, if you don't have a will, it typically goes to your next of kin, which is either your wife or a brother or a parent or something like that. Oops, a lot more here than what I was looking at. So let's do this. Is there a Dracula in here? There is not a Dracula. That's fine. Oh yeah, there's a high tax rate on assets and all that when you die, and it goes to your next of kin. It's in the neighborhood of 40 to 60%. Which to me is very, very dumb. I don't mind paying taxes. What I mind is paying taxes on things I've already paid taxes on. Some of the things I think are real stupid in the U.S. is like my house. I pay property tax on it every year. I paid tax when I bought the thing, and then I got to pay tax every year to live in it. And you can see here now, I'm starting to get to the point where it's getting a little bit harder. What about Drac? I just have to make sure that I've got somebody who can counter his miss. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha, John. No problem. I've just signed my lease and yeah, there's some. My son who lives in Charleston, South Carolina, my youngest, and his rent for a 450 square foot house, so it's just kind of like a tiny home, is like $2,000 a month. It's to kind of show how silly that is. My house is 3,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms. My mortgage is about the same thing. I messed this up. I gotta focus here. How was that a medium ending combo? I did medium light stopped. I've been doing good, Minkle. How are you? Let's not screw this up. Yeah, this is what I wanted to get to. Would have been nice to get it with more Daunted on there, but that's really all I wanted to do. I did not want to walk into that. Man, I'm screwing everything. Screwing the simple stuff up. Yeah, that's about sounds about right for Atlanta. House is 500 square meters and my mortgage is 1,100 a month. Welcome to India. Yeah, I wouldn't mind living somewhere else if I could. I don't know. All you guys are legends. That's just what I put in there. It's just a description for the audience, for everybody watching on Twitch. Okay, I need to check one thing here real quick. Okay. Honestly, serious of thinking moving out of moving to either Thailand or Vietnam. Too many. Yeah, yeah. I live in a nice neighborhood, but the houses are really close to each other. This is not where I will live when I retire. I'm looking at probably moving in the next 5 years to kind of my permanent retirement home, and not a retirement home, but the home I'm going to live in when I retire. Okay, quit throwing specials, chick. You're making me mad. And where I move, there will be a lot less people and a lot more mountain. But yeah, I mean, housing here in the States is ridiculous. Taxes here in the States are kind of ridiculous. But all things considered, I don't think I'd trade it. I'm as guilty as the next guy. I like my conveniences. For example, where my house is, I have live near a lake. I can see it through my backyard. So I've got access to a lake. We've got, if I need to go to the grocery store, I can go out of my neighborhood, down about a half-mile road, then make a left, and I get to a very good, more high-scale grocery store. If I just want Walmart, I make a right and go about the same distance. So I can get to a grocery store. I can get to almost everything I need within, a 5 or 10 minute drive from my house. So, like I said, I'm as guilty as the next of liking my conveniences. Get same day Amazon delivery. Oh, I would love to move to Switzerland and live near Enzo. I'm going to move to kind of the U.S. version of it, probably. It'll either be in the mountains of North Carolina, kind of the northeast corner of North Carolina, if we want to stay closer to our kids. Our kids are in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. So my wife is wanting to move there. I'm wanting to move to kind of Lake Tahoe, kind of the Nevada side of Tahoe. Yep, you get groceries delivered. That's I got same day Amazon delivery. I mean, I need a mouse instead of my mouse. I throw my mouse across the room and break it. I've never done that. You know, I can order one on Amazon and have it here in a couple hours. Never have to leave. What's my rank in towers now? On the main, I am at 91 on both. I was like 130th, I think is what we looked at earlier. On the mini, a little. The mini won't be worth looking at rank. But it may be, probably is going to be my last block on the mini for now. I'll be back later tonight doing some stuff on the main. That's where J-Will was stuck, Minkle. It's tough. It gets tough. I don't remember what room 88 was. Yeah, my goal is top 300. Oh, you would have to throw that. That's fine. My goal for the first month of this is top 300. Yeah, we're just going to throw that in a block. That should still kill. The 4-fight one? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the 4-fight rooms are harder. I think this is the last room, last floor in this block, whatever you want. I've got to get used to the terminologies in this too. Floors, blocks, towers. I call them rooms, levels. AA will not be ascendable. AA is not going to be ascendable at first. Towers have replaced BGs. You know, like I said earlier on, I know you weren't here, Minkle. This is the first time in BGs I'm not going to hit the 200 point 10k radiance, and that's perfectly fine by me. I'd rather grind this out. Much better radiance than anything there. So where am I at here? 80 and 74. My tower rating is 1274 here, rank 11620. If I come in here and look at the leaderboard and go down, yeah, I'm at rank 120 on my main. And that's fine. My whole goal, what I want on the main, is the top 300 rewards. Yeah, I'm at like 150 in the M2, and I don't have a desire to push any higher. So, or I'd be doing that right now. I would be doing it right now if I had that desire to push higher. And I'm not meaning to rhyme that. It's just coming out that way. Let me see who is streaming, if there's any other CCP members streaming. I do not see any. Let me see if anybody's going live anytime soon. All right. Anyway, so plan for the rest of the day. I'll be back probably later tonight. We'll do a normal stream. May grind out some towers. May do some battlegrounds. You know, I may not be enjoying playing battlegrounds, but I still play them. May not be pushing, but we still play them. We'll do some battlegrounds. I need to do some battlegrounds on the mini. Because I'm not too far along yet. So we do have to grind out a little bit here yet, because we got to get this account to Gladiator Circuit. So maybe that's what we'll do tonight. We may do some more mini grinding, mini pushing. Let's go do some AQ. I'm going to see if anybody's going live from the CCP side here anytime soon. And we will jump in and, you know, give them a raid. If not, I will pick a random YouTube or a random Twitcher and we'll just raid them. We'll give somebody a good start to their day. Come on. Steve, I knew you were going to do that. You wait, and then you catch me. You catch me where I end up taking that damage, which is so freaking dumb. You big old ugly bleepity bleepity bleep bleep bleep. See, if you just come in after me like a normal champion would, that is my worst fight in this whole thing. I cannot stand fighting him and that stupid glide that he does. Hey, Larry the Lobster, I love it. She feels tankier than normal. I'm not sure why. Maybe our prestige is getting higher. I don't know. And this is my next least favorite fight. I still have flashbacks to the 6.26 champion pre-nerf. See, I've never figured this guy out. Sometimes he gets that primal fury early. Sometimes that happened right as I threw my special. Okay, I threw the special there. Oh well, I don't need her again anyway. We're through. No, we're not. Now we're through. The rest is Kingpin and Box. Hey, Pablo, what's going on? And hola to Brazil. Or Peru, sorry. I don't know where Brazil came from. All right. There'll be somebody on in a little bit, but what I'm going to do is we're just going to go. I'm going to find somebody who's live and actually playing and not just auto fighting and stuff. That's not live. That's somebody who got disconnected. And possibly banned. All right, somebody said they're trying to get on. I'll give them a minute. I'll give him a minute. He ain't got much more than that. I'm already running late. I was supposed to stop at 10:30, my time, which was 9 minutes ago. What R5s do I have on this account? Hulkling, Sentinel, Bastion are the rank 5s. Oh, and Strange. I forgot I took Strange up to rank 5. Those are the rank 5s on this account. Forgot Strange was rank 5. Let's see if there's anything in here I can do. And we're just going to sell that one catalyst right there. ISO. Let's go rank up. Let's see if there's any science. I'm sure there's a science champion I have not put any ISO into. I'm almost guaranteeing that. Quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. Let's go with Overseer first. We'll dump this ISO into him. I used to just sell it on the mini account. Now that collectives are a thing, now that towers are a thing, I'm starting to, all that ISO that I typically wouldn't throw in and just, yeah, early morning mini action. I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I got works to do. Here we'll go, this time we'll go Elsa. On my main, I have 7. Oops, we got another science that we can do. No, let's go Beardo. And then we got a Mystic we can do. Actually, Mojo's not awakened yet. We'll still take Mojo up. Have you completed all the acts and all the Karinas? There's one at the end of Act 9. There is a Karina's challenge you can do for another. Whoops, what class was I on? Tech Cosmic Mutant. Okay. Guess we can do a little bit of rank up of everybody. Yeah, we got to start doing Iron Man. We just pulled him the other day. Yeah, Tier 5 is not very big in the game yet. No Cosmic. I'll have to look at 1 to 2. Whoops, I wanted Mutant. Mutant, the aforementioned, we were talking about Gambit earlier. Really struggling with Koreans. That can happen. It's going to take time. The good thing about this game is it is a marathon. It's a long-term game. It is not a very quick turnaround, very short time frame. Have to have everything ranked up. All right, let's go look at a cosmic 1 to 2 that we can do. They got a Warlock up. And then I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we bought ourselves a couple days of not having to sell or worry about ISO. Watch this channel because it's genuine. Hey, I appreciate that. Let's see. Sorry, I missed your original. I was busy leveling up. Who should you R5? Nico, Lumitrix, or Solvark? Of those, I prefer Nico. And thank you for the love, Minkle. I would go Nico of those. But I'm not a big Lumitrix guy. Lumitrix very, very good. There's a lot of people that like Solvark as well. They are 3 drastically different champs. I prefer of those would probably do Nico if it was me, but that's just me, some random guy on YouTube. So, all right, I can't wait any longer. Oh, he's on. Okay. The boy who always gets on my raids and never writes home, never calls. We'll go to another CCP member. I'm going to send you over there. But I got to get to work. I do want to thank all the new follows. Thank you all for joining me this morning. I'll be back later today with another stream tonight for another couple hours. Hope you enjoy your days. And until I see you again, take care all. And Minkle, don't worry about 40. 40's easy. Wait till you get 50. Wait till you get 55. That's when your body starts falling apart. Anyway, take care all.